everyone, my name's Jade and I run the Rise Expo, but I'm presenting on behalf of this theatre sponsor, Laybrook, today. Has anyone heard of Laybrook? Or know what they do? Raise your hands just so I'm not repeating myself. Not very many people. Okay, so Laybrook's stand is situated near the Moving and Handling Theatre down the first aisle. They offer a range of adjustable profiling beds, reasonably affordable as well, and compared to some of the other manufacturers. But one of their niches is that they do double profiling beds, so they can do them in dual action, height adjustable, and they look really nice to the point where they would fit in a standard bedroom design, and they're quite stylish as well and affordable. So just going to be doing a bit of a presentation today around utilising downstairs living spaces within the home, and obviously how Laybrook's products can utilise a downstairs living space. So obviously, unfortunately for many reasons, may it be post-injury, presentation of disease, mental health or ageing, etc., patients decondition before our eyes, and obviously with properties being mainly 2 floors, sometimes we're restricted to looking at options to facilitate downstairs living spaces, rather than obviously having a 3-floor lift or a stair lift, depending on the individual. Yes. So the first thing we want to do is identify the client's current living space against their accessibility. So obviously options for downstairs living space, so the type of clients you might come across is a post-discharge patient, maybe still in the rehabilitation stage. Increased reality, age-related mobility issues, for example. Palliative care end of life, so if they've been discharged from hospital for end of life as well. And the physical size restrictions of the property, so multiple people within one house, accessing different floors, etc. And smaller living spaces. So what approach do we take? So we take a person-centred approach when addressing the emotional and physical presentation of the client. Is the client at risk of further deconditioning? So one of the things we want to look at not compromising is that if we do accept a downstairs living space, that's then going to make them not be motivated to then obviously mobilise if they can. So just trying to assess the client and what level they're at and what we would look at for that. What's the client's aims themselves and what do they wish to achieve and support with the encouragement as well? So would it help them emotionally if they were living downstairs and didn't have to keep going upstairs, etc.? Obviously addressing risks if they're on their own, have they got carers there to help them obviously transfer if they're using certain pieces of kit. Their environment factors as well. And obviously having communication with your client as well. So the different types of pieces of equipment and product provision that Laybrook can offer, I kind of give product advice in general about any company. So with these products in particular, they offer a turning bed and they also do rentals on all of their products as well. So they can do a short-term rental, which then can be refunded if a purchase is decided as well. So they do a rental scheme with a refund. So their turning bed is actually one of the only ones that is designed to have a forward tilt mechanism. So for stand transfers, you can get a better ankle to knee ratio for a safer stand. And it also has most of the other turning beds that you get, the leg rest is separate from the bed. So you can sometimes end up with the heels hanging off of the end of the bed. So their one actually clips in and attaches as well. It's also got an anti-entrapment device on it as well, and it is currently going through to be like hospital compliant as well, so for health and safety. So obviously for utilising this, so say if you had somebody that was discharged from a hospital and they needed to be in a bed but then potentially was going to be rehabilitated to be able to walk and stand, this would be an ideal option, and it could be hired as well for that. Another product that they've got is the chair bed. This is particularly popular with plus size patients. It holds a weight, I think they do two types. They've got a weight allowance up to 40 stone, and then there's one plus that as well. Another thing that a chair bed's really ideal for is for potential people with like to sleep in their rise and recliner. I don't know if anyone's got clients that are adamant of sleeping in a rise and recliner. This is obviously a really good product because it gives a complete flat lying surface, and obviously allows to stand if they do want to stand transfer as well, so there's less risk of fall as well. So it does both, and obviously gives a better comfort. It also gives a negative angle for drainage as well, so if you've got edema or anything in the ankles, you can raise the feet above the chest on this product. They do a hospital and acute version, and they do a community like home version as well. High pressure relieving mattress. It is like a full size mattress. The arms can also drop to do moving and handling, so side transfers and hoisting as well. You can get underneath for a good access.
Is it just the foam pressure relief that's available in that?
No, you can put, so they can take the insert out and they can put air in it as well, gel. The mattress can be changed separately, so you can do higher pressure relief as well. But as standard, it's got a high visco pressure relieving foam on it. Yes, sorry, that's one of the main points. Oh God. Also, it is one of the only chair beds in the market that's height adjustable to quite a good height as well, and we can change the height of it by the casters to make it even higher. By all means, it's on the stand, go and have a look at it over there. So yeah, for care needs, it can obviously come up at a higher point as well. And we can also adjust. One of the things that Laybrooke's really good at is coming up with solutions for complex needs. They have people that go out and assess for it, so they can configure the control to do different adjustments. So we had one lady that night to stand transfer and bring her legs into a lock position so she could transfer, so she needed a seat raise height. So we kept it into like a upright backrest and raised it up so that they could slide stand transfer from that as well. So it had height adjustment from the sit position as well. The same with like any of their beds, the hand controls can be programmed in with environmental controls. So they work with Possum, so if you've got somebody that maybe can't use a hand control, they've obviously got joist controls, joysticks, they've got loads of different types of, and wireless remotes as well, so if that's an issue. And then another product that's quite interesting that people may not consider is the Boston settee bed. So this is actually a sofa that has a fully profiling height adjustable bed. It's really nice for somebody potentially that has been discharged from hospital for palliative care and end of life, because you're not left with a hospital bed at the end of it. And they also do rentals on this product as well. Has all the spec of a profiling bed, but also for downstairs living spaces as well. So if you've got somebody like obviously within a tight lounge area, amazing for holiday homes as well. So if you've got restricted access within a holiday home or a caravan or something like that, you can utilise the lounge area as a settee, and it's quite compact as well, and it comes up to a good height. So I was hoping I'd have the product on the stand, but they've only got two and they couldn't get it through because the aisles are too busy, so I've not actually got anything to demonstrate, unfortunately. Last thing I just wanted to talk about is how adjustable bed features can encourage and improve mobilisation in general. I don't know, my background's very much around postural management. Does anyone use a profile bed themselves at home now? You do, yeah? Does anyone have a chair that reclines in the lounge, like a reclining sofa? Most people? No? It's quite common in general to have a recliner chair, for example, because we see comfort as important within the lounge watching TV. But a profile bed itself, it's always seen as a product that's needed for somebody that's high need, or for potentially like people that are maybe less mobile, for example. The actual positioning that you can get from a profiling bed, you can reach like an optimum sleep position to obviously help with people that do need to improve mobilisation and obviously their being. So basically by creating a zero gravity position, we can create the optimal lying position for a neutral resting spine. involves raising the head to the knee line slightly above your heart, positioning the torso and legs so that they are roughly 120-degree angle. Gravity and uneven weight distribution are key factors to skin and tissue breakdown. We spend on average 33 years of our lives in bed, so it is imperative to look at sleep posture and support as a critical factor in reducing deconditioning. A bed with powered adjustment can physically assist in altering positions and increasing movement. We wouldn't think twice about buying a comfortable sofa with a recline and leg elevation, and our bed should be no different. So, even from a point of using this product or a profiling bed as an aid in moving and handling as well, I mean, a lot of people like to engage your core to actually sit up. I even know myself, after I had my son and I'd had a C-section, I could have not engaged my core. I had to roll out of the bed. So having something like a profiling bed and having the knee break in the correct position obviously just reduces muscle tone and improves overall physicality. Sorry, I've had a bit of a mad morning this morning with technical stuff, and I did want to go through products and demonstrate it, but I can't get it off their stand. So if anyone has any questions to ask me about Laybrick in particular, or would like to see their products, they're on the stand near the moving and handling theatre to the right of that aisle. So if anyone wants to go and have a look, please do.